Khan. Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kakadash. Yahweh, who the word calls God, Yahweh Shah, who the word calls Jesus. I want to give all honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who are talking this truth. I want to give peace and blessings to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, and teach this truth and risk. They'd like to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord, video is edifying. Lord, I can get something from this video. Quick video through the Spirit. I had mentioned this chapter in the sit down. I just want to make a video of it, basically going into the different nations building up our kingdom, and that's what is coming. Okay, that's what's coming, man, and that's part of the promises, right? That's part of us being in rulership, right? As a matter of fact, I always talk about it, but let's just bring it out anyway. Isaiah 2. So Isaiah 2 and 2, it says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it." So those mountains and hills represents different bodies of governments, right? Mountains are bigger than hills. That top mountain is going to be Israel. Okay, and those hills are represented as, the different nations are going to have to come up and abide by our rule, right? Pay tribute to us, serve us, build up our kingdom. Because honestly, when you look at the different nations, they have their gifts, but when you look at their gifts, it's like servant gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like Moab, right? Moab is good with like the feet, the hands. You know what I'm saying? Like the female's good with the nails and all that. They do servant jobs even in their power, right? Even in their so-called heaven. Okay, as a matter of fact. Let me grab this. See, I be hating these motherfucking ads, man. Yeah. 1 second, let this load. Boom. Let's see. All right, boom. Wash. You know what? Let me look at it here. It's like it. Moab. Wash. Pot. Psalm 60. Psalm 60 and 8. Let's read it there. Well, right here. Right here, man. All right, perfect. It says Psalm 60 and 7. It says, "Gilead is mine, and Manasseh too. Ephraim is my helmet, and Judah my royal scepter. But I will use Moab as my wash bowl, and I will throw my sandals on Edom as a sign that I own it." Okay? Like, your wash pot, it would be people that'll wash your hands and things of that nature, right? And all that. It's servant job. Okay, but you see how it says, "Gilead is mine, and Manasseh too. Ephraim is my helmet, and Judah is my royal scepter." You see how it says that? Okay? But when you go to the heathen, it talks about, "I would throw my sandals on Edom." Come on, man. That hasn't changed. And that's part of us being in that royal state, right? Give even thine There. This is Psalms 2:8. It says, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." Right? Who's the heathen? The different nations. Okay? And this is to come. You know what I mean? This is to come. Now, obviously, when, King David was in rule, we had the nations under us. You know what I mean? But they're ultimately going to be under us once we're in the kingdom, which we'll read about in Isaiah 60. Okay? They're going to be under us when we're in the kingdom. They're going to have to build up our kingdom. Okay? When you look at Deuteronomy 28, and you go to the first verse, it goes into the blessings all the way down to like the 14th, 15th verse. It goes into the blessings. And, us having the heathen in subjection is a byproduct of being Israel. Right? Us having the heathen in subjection is a byproduct of us being Israelites. Okay? That's what it is. Okay? The heathen benefited because we went off. Okay? Not because they're so great, not because they're this, not because they're that, not because they're of renown, because we went off. Not because the Lord is dealing with them as his people. Nah, it ain't none of that. It's the fact that we went off. And now y'all trying to spin it as if the Lord is dealing with everybody. That ain't the case. The Lord only dealing with his elect men. That's why scripture said, why do you talk to them in parables? Because it's given unto them, like when they asked the Lord, he said, because it's given unto them to understand and not for the world. But they'll say, oh, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. But you don't even understand what that's talking about. Talking about the world of the Israelites. And really, the Lord loves the Israelites, but the ones that the truth is being showed unto is the elect of Israel. Okay? It's Isaiah 60:10. It says, "And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee." So, yeah, we had to go through the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. We went off. Okay, but it says this. It says, "For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee." And really, that mercy start with us receiving this truth and receiving the Lord's name. So therefore, we have something to have hope in, faith in, and we have his name to call upon. Okay, 11. It says, "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually; they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish; yet those nations shall be utterly wasted." So the different nations the different nations that don't serve us, right, is going to be, which they are going to serve us. You know what I'm saying? And it shows you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? You feel like you give us any problem. It's consequences, repercussions to your motherfucking actions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, hey, and that's what's going to be so beautiful for the Lord. Because what? Scripture said the reward of the righteous. You know what I'm saying? The part of the reward of the righteous is us, Lord willing, not be one of those men, is us receiving the glorious kingdom and being immortal and not going off anymore, and not even having the appetite to go off. Okay? And have you nations in subjection, man. It's, which is slavery. 14, it says, "The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel." This is whereas thou had, it's like it says, "The sons also of them that afflicted thee." Who afflicted us? The other nations afflicted us. Okay? It says what? It says they shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down. What nation didn't despise us to this day? Right? It says, "At the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations." Okay? Many generations, which means we're going to have children in the kingdom. Okay, how you think the 2/3 gonna be on this side gonna be brought back? They're gonna be brought back through the loins of the elect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in a right mind. 17 says, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for food brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, waste nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more. It's like, and that's the point. All right, violence violence shall no more be heard in that land. There's violence in that land all the time. All the time. They throw hot rocks at each other all the time. So it goes to show you that those aren't the people, the true people of the Bible. The true people of the Bible, the true Israelites of the Bible are the ones that spread throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching and preaching his word. Because one of the, that's a curse. One of the curses of Jake is, Jake can be everywhere, but in the land. Okay? But, even in that, it's kind of beautiful because now you have Israelite foreigners, even in this truth. Right? Which now they exercise the faith. Okay? Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got Asian looking Jakes, you got Ishmael looking Jakes, you got Ammonite looking Jakes. You know what I'm saying? You got Edomite looking Jakes. You know what I'm saying? You got different Israelites, because it's very simple. We say it all the time, but your lineage is by way of your father. So if your father lay down with a Asian woman, or let's say Chinese woman, and that baby eventually coming out a little chinky. You know what I'm saying? And that baby come out and lay with another Asian woman. Shit, by the time you get to the second, third generation, baby look full blown Asian, but his spirit go back to that of being an Israelite. Okay? And that's why this thing is a faith. It's about faith. Right? It ain't about, you know what I'm saying, no carnality. You know what I'm saying? And the moment you feel yourself or your mind getting there, you gotta rebuke it and check it, man. Okay, so with that, man, loading videos edifying only. I give God something from this video, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash. I want to tell you, let's keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.